Hello everybody and welcome back to the Tournament of the Old World, or Toto as I like to call it. And here we have a rather spooky moonlit galleon graveyard, Jeff the Ref, as he is moving into a quieter, less noticeable location on the battlefield as we hit the first round of the admittedly only two battle Kislev rounds here. Our first round, after a random roll, Kostaltyn got through as an early buy, which means this goes down to Tzarina Katarin versus her father, Boris Ursus. Kislev being one of the newer factions that were added in Warhammer 3. It's interesting to see how this is going to go in the first round. Her front line consists of a Ice Guard with glaives, a very powerful elite unit, hybrid as well, quite powerful, alongside a unit of armoured Kossars with great weapons, another hybrid pistol and great mace infantry unit. She has a unit of standard Kossars who are also equipped with pistols and one-handed weaponry, axes I believe in this case, and a unit of Streltsy who are great axe gun infantry. Everything you starting to see a theme with the Kislev forces. They're all about using a hybrid weapon setup. She has a unit of horse archers in her second line. Tzarina herself is on the back of her armoured polar bear, where she'll be casting her spells. The lighting here is really nice. It's highlighting some of these like magical ice effects. She also has a snow leopard, a powerful war beast, and finally she has a unit of horse archers to her other flank. Now across from her stands her father Boris. Boris has a very similarly sort of themed, a very stretched out unit. His line is much more ranged focused, so his first unit is a armoured Kossars with great weapons, as we've seen, great mace infantry. You can see there's maces on their back there carrying their pistols. Next up is a unit of Kossars. Now these are bow and axe infantry. So again, hybridization is a big feature of the Kislev forces. They have to be able to shoot and fight in the melee. Another unit of Streltsy, powerful rifle-equipped infantry, good with armor-piercing melee, armor-piercing melee and ranged firepower. Armored Kossars again, with a unit of Kossars again after that, and then another unit of Kossars, but this time with spears. So another missile hybrid unit being able to fire bows and get stuck in, take out some anti-cavalry, with another unit of Streltsy hanging in the trees, and Boris himself, who has decided to turn up on horseback here, with an elite unit of the Griffin Legion, which are probably one of the best cavalry that Kislev have access to in the game. So Boris is on attack, and Tzarina is on defense. And already from the outset here, we can see from this battle it looks like Boris has the advantage in terms of numbers. But we're going to see how this plays out. If she gets into the melee quick, it could nullify a lot of his ranged advantage. But if she chooses to sit back, that's going to cause a lot of trouble for her forces. Again, it's really nice with the way the light changes as the clouds are passing over, and then we can see that the light source is being sort of dimmed and covered. We can see spells being cast here by Tzarina. Polar bear's just having a big scratch there. She fires an ice missile over there. Takes out a couple of armoured Kossars, not a lot though. The ranged battle beginning now. I expect there being a lot of skirmish fire going on depending on range of some of these units. The Streltsy have the best range of her forces, but they are currently outranged by the Kossars, who have bows, and bows are always going to have better range in this game. Compared, now Boris's elite Griffin Legion getting stuck in. They're going to take some shots there from the armor piercing, but it looks like they managed to weather the storm, and they're going to charge straight into that front line. Those armoured Kossars immediately under threat. We've got a ability being cast here, not quite sure what it is. It's Frostbite being cast probably by Boris. A huge icicle just forming underneath. Boris himself getting stuck in. He has cast Deadly Onslaught, Fury of Ursus, Stand Your Ground, and Foe Seeker all at the same time, and it's had an incredible effect. The armoured Kossars, quite rightly, are fleeing. They don't want any part of this fight. Over on the flank here, the Ice Guard are just getting absolutely swarmed by missile fire. We can see that they're just dropping considerably. It went down to 23 from a unit that I believe started with around 90 troops, and they're not going to be alive much longer. They in return have killed a decent number of Kossars with spears, but I don't think they're going to live much longer, down to 7 troops. They will continue to stay. I do not believe that they will break very easily, but there we go. They have finally routed with only 4 of their number remaining, and I wouldn't be surprised if they die to a woman at that point. It's really not looking good for her Tzarina. She's now had to throw in her horse archers just to try and hold the centre, but I think it's too little too late. Boris himself hasn't really taken that much damage. Him and his Griffin Legion have really done a lot of damage, basically cleaned up this middle line. The horse archers on her left flank are also starting to break. The snow leopard's had enough. It's going to go wander off, find itself a fish. Tzarina is now just hiding in the trees, probably going to try and cast a couple of spells, but honestly, I would be surprised if Jeff doesn't call this one already. This was a very short, sharp battle. Boris easily having the better army setup on this one. And yeah, as easily see him go through to the final against Kostaltyn here. As we can see, Tzarina once again on the retreat. Her polar bear weathering the storm of arrows that were coming in. There's literally nothing left. These armoured Cossacks, I mean, hats off to them. They tried to hold, but you could just see just the sheer number of remaining troops that Boris has got left, and just all of the ranged fire that he had available to him. It's far too much. And that's it. There we go. That's that one over. Let's go to the stats, see exactly what we were dealing with here. So, Tzarina's force was 472. She lost 365 for 107 remaining. But looking at the other side, 691 from Boris's troops, 56 lost, 635 remaining. And when we look at the stats, it paints a very, very stark picture here. Tzarina, for all her magic, only killed 9 men. Her armoured Cossacks, 3. Her armoured Cossacks with great weapons, 19, the best of any unit that she brought there. Some of those casualties, I think, may have actually been caused by friendly fire over on Boris's side. The Ice Guard 6, the Streltsy 4, I mean, one of the Horse Archers got 0, another got 2, and the Stone Leopard got 7. And over on the other side, you can just see it's a completely different picture. All of his ranged units doing pretty decent damage-wise. The Griffin Legion soaking 30 kills, Boris himself just shy of that at 27. Really, if he had any weak spot, it was just his armoured Cossacks, and I think that was literally because they just didn't have much to do. Most of Tzarina and Katarin's force were just completely wiped out. And that's the first round. I'm interested to see how the second one goes. Yeah, thanks for joining everyone as this part of Toto. We'll see how this goes. Which of these 2 remaining Kislevite leaders will be going through to the final, to the grand tournament of the Old World, and which race will they face? Interesting stuff. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.